Hello everyone, welcome back to another Ableton tutorial. Well, I say Ableton tutorial. This is more of a sound design synthesis tutorial, I guess. But I'm going to use Ableton to do it. I've got a question. Is it possible to make sort of the classic dubstep, YOIYOI type basses inside of Ableton using Ableton stock stuff? And you can hear what's going on in the background. So that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to make this sound. To do that, we're going to look a little bit about how that sort of dubsteppy sound design works, break it down, and then use those techniques inside of Ableton. So let's just stop all of that for now. Okay, so the classic dubsteppy sound is using a synthesizer called Serum. You've maybe come across it. It looks like this, made by the master, Steve Duda. Thank you, Steve, so much for this synth. Now, the way that Serum works is we have two wavetables here, two oscillators. We have a sub-oscillator, and we have a filter section over here. Down below here, we have three envelopes and some LFOs. And LFOs are essentially just cycling envelopes. They're things that do this, but over and over and over again. And the other thing about LFOs is we can sort of really make our own shapes quite easily using these LFOs. More than just sort of a standard ADSR envelope, which is what's happening over here. So that's this whole section. Over here, we have an effects section. We're going to look at how to do that inside of Ableton as well, some post-processing. And then this matrix section, which is all these modulation sources being applied and where they go. Now, the way that sort of classic dubsteppy sound happens is you have just one or two envelopes or LFOs modulating a bunch of stuff that is primarily to do with controlling or changing the overtones and the way that the top end of the mid-range and the top end of the sound is being formed, is being shaped. So often you would take a LFO1 and you drag that onto something like the wavetable position here, so that each time a note hits, the synthesizer moves through the wavetable positions. And of course, the more complicated the wavetable, the more harmonics we're going to have. So that's kind of what I wanted to look at inside of Serum. Serum goes a lot deeper than that. It's fantastic. But let's delete that. Let's delete all of this, actually. No, I'm going to leave the drums in. I'm going to delete these two wavetables. And we're going to build it from scratch and see what happens. Now, when I say build it from scratch, what I'm going to look at is how to connect all the things that you need to connect. What kind of things might be interesting. I'm not going to spend a lot of time fine-tuning a sound. I'm not going to show you how to recreate a particular sound because, well, somebody's already done that. And it's much more exciting to make your own stuff. So you're adults. You can make your own decisions. I'm going to show you just how to put it all together. So I'm going to use wavetable, instruments wavetable in here. I'm going to drag that in here. Let's put it back in the same spot. So you can see straight away it has some of the same things. We have one wavetable here, we have a second wavetable here, and we have a sub-oscillator here. That so far is quite similar to Serum. We have a bunch of envelopes here and some LFOs. We're not going to use those so much today. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. So straight away, I'm just going to put that up there. Let's put in one MIDI note and let's make it a nice low F. And if you're wanting to follow along, I'll make that go for, let's make that go for that. If you're wanting to follow along today, I'm at 85 BPM. So what does that sound like at this point? It sounds like an F, not doing much at all. But if we move through here, you can see that we can modulate through the sound. We have a bunch of different wavetables in here. This is not a wavetable tutorial. There are plenty of those, but we have all sorts of. So I want a way that I can modulate through this sound with each incoming MIDI note. Now, I said, of course, we have these LFOs and these envelopes in here, but I want to do something that's more complicated than a shape like this. I want to be able to draw dots in and move squiggly lines about, as we saw we could do with the LFOs inside of Serum. So I'm going to use a modulator, and I'm going to use the shaper MIDI, and I'm going to drag that in at the start here. So each time a MIDI note is triggered, this shaper generates whatever shape is here. But as you can see here, I can add things, I can draw in all kinds of funky stuff like that. So what happens immediately if I just map that over to here? Oh, that's already quite interesting. I'm going to slow this rate down to be, yeah, kind of cool. Okay, so now with the shaper, I can delete dots. If I hold down shift and click, deletes a dot. I just click to add a new dot. Ooh, what's going on? I just click to add a new dot. If I press option whilst I'm clicking and dragging, I can change the shape like this. I can make them sort of a bit more curvy. We can snap to a grid here. We can turn this off so we can move all of these points around. So we can get some sort of funky timing stuff happening like that. That's kind of nice already. Okay, so I have this one shape. Basically, I want to use this to control a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe let's already start you in the middle here. Yeah, there we go. And let's make that not quite go. Fun. Okay. On the amp here, I'm just going to bring the release down. Maybe it's kind of nice, actually. Yeah, nice. Okay, let's actually maybe also make this control the amplitude. So I'm going to map that over onto the volume over here. Oh, that's cool. That's kind of cool. I want this to start with a little bit of a... Yeah, cool. Yeah. Okay, let's also use this to control a filter over here. And let's change it to be the Oscar filter so we can give it a bit of drive. Yeah, cool. Cool. Okay, let's bring in a second wavetable. So I'm going to turn that off and just focus on wavetable 2 for now. What are we going to use? Let's try the FM feedback. How does that sound? Oh. Yeah. No, maybe we want something a bit more complicated. Let's go for this. Oh yeah, there we go. And again, I'm just going to map that to the wavetable position. Okay, and maybe not so much. Yeah, nice. Okay, how does that sound with oscillator 1? Cool. Let's bring oscillator 1 down an octave. -12. How's that? Okay, that's kind of cool. I think oscillator 2 is a bit loud, so let's bring it down. Actually, let's even control that with that same envelope. So let's make it go. Yeah, a little bit down here. Cool. Okay. Now, maybe it's also fun to bring in some unison here. So we have a bunch of different unison models here. Very classic model. Sort of a classic detuning model. Let's actually try the phase sync and let's modulate that. Same thing here. Can we do that? Yeah, that's really nice. Oh, yeah. Maybe 5 voices. Yeah, 4. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. Maybe a bit more resonance on the filter. Yeah, fun. Maybe I want the filter to open all the way up. Where's that gone? Here we go. Here we go. Let's just make that unipolar. Yeah. Cool. Okay, let's add a sub oscillator in. Okay, that's sounding nice and beefy. Okay, now we also have warp effects per oscillator as well. So let's see, we have a modern warp effect, we have an FM, and we have a classic. What happens if we add some FM? Oh, that's maybe a bit too crazy. Oh, that's fun. Maybe we don't need so much of that at all. Do we need this? Maybe on oscillator 2, that would be nice. Let's make you an FM as well. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's connect that to that. Okay, too much. Yeah. Okay, now a little bit more. Cool. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Right, now, you can see I only have one more mappable thing here, but I want to map a bunch more stuff. So I'm going to basically replicate this shape. I'm going to bring in, what do I want to do for this? I just want a shaper for this. Yep, that's going to drop that after the wavetable. That's fine. Do I want a shaper? No, I don't want a shaper. That's not what I want. Can I even just use another shaper MIDI in here? But I want to use exactly the same shape over here as I do over here. Yeah, so let's just bring that all the way up, and then we can map this to the depth. Make it unipolar, make it 100. Yeah, and now we're getting exactly the same shape over here as we are getting on this one. Cool, so now we have another 8 more mappable things. So maybe now it's nice to bring in some effects. And again, we're thinking about ways that we can modulate the harmonics, modulate the overtones of this sound. So we're thinking in terms of effects that change the overtones, change the quality of a sound. So chorus is probably a great start for that. So let's bring in a chorus. Some feedback. Yep. Okay. I'm going to add that to the feedback over here. Let's make it unipolar. Oh, wait, that's crazy. Nice. Maybe a bit more. And let's make this 100% dry wet. Oh, already cool. Okay. Now, I just want this to be an effect. So I'm going to bring in an EQ. I'm going to take off all the low end. Yeah, that's cool up there. Select the chorus and that EQ, group it, open up the chain list and add a dry chain. Okay, cool. Let's call that chorus, rename that to be chorus. Maybe the chorus one can come down a bit. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Okay, cool. Now we want to do some kind of filtering, some kind of comb filtering. And this lovely distortion saturation device, Raw, has a comb filter built into here. So let's just give it a bit of drive. Yeah, not too much at all, actually. We're going to change the filter size here to comb. Turn up the resonance, turn down the... And you can see that lovely comb filter happening in there. No, that's going to change the distortion bias. Yep. Okay. Now, let's control that. Also using the same modulation. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, too much. Let's just keep it sort of around the middle. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, cool. Okay. What happens if we make this like a serial and basically do the same again? How's that going to sound? This is going to maybe give us some super interesting intermodulation. Some more resonance on that. Oh, cool. Nice. Okay, I want to do a bit more sort of EQ filtery modulation-y stuff. So I'm going to create a parallel EQ chain. So I'm going to bring in an EQ8. I'm going to press group, Command G, open up the chain list, and I'm going to duplicate it. Duplicate. Okay, so I just want this one to be adding a whole bunch of weird frequencies. Let's do something like this. Yeah, you can be a low pass. Yeah, fun. Okay. Yeah, cool. Right. Now, let's connect all of these frequencies to a macro. Map to macro 1. No. I don't want to do that. Undo. undo. I just want to modulate these with the same modulation. Number one's going. That's too much. Number one, you can just do a little bit. Yeah, because you're cut off like that. Bring the gain down because we're getting some peaks. Yeah, okay. And now let's do a frequency of this one as well. Cool. Okay, so they're modulating at the same time. Now, this one, I just want to... There we go. I just want to take that out. Maybe it's even cool to modulate that with the same... How's that going to sound? Oh, right. Here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, the other thing we need to do is really glue all of this together. So let's use the Multiband Dynamics. I'm going to use the OTT preset, which I think was also developed by Steve Duda. This is built into Serum. Multiband downwards and upwards compression. Let's use develop. Yeah, let's put that around here. It's kind of cool. Yeah, digging this. Nice. How's it sound with the drums? Nice. So now, of course, if I want to change the way that the sound moves, we're just simply making some new curves in here. Ooh. Yeah, that's fun. What happens if we just do this? Oh yeah, I could have guessed that. Okay. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, let's maybe make that. Yeah. Yeah, cool. So that's basically the whole idea. This is how those kind of sounds work. It's modulating these sort of mid and upper partial overtones, harmonics, modulating a bunch of stuff that's playing with those harmonics, all using the same envelope. So of course you can do all kinds of crazy stuff, change the wavetables, change the amount of modulation, change the shapes that you're using. I said I wasn't going to go so in depth in terms of fine-tuning the sound, but more show you ideas on how to begin building these sounds, how these sounds work with the intermodulation, and give you some tools to explore it on your own. So I look forward to hearing what you guys are all exploring with that. Thanks for being here. Hope you got something from today. If you got questions, jam them in the comments. Blah.